cards. Here they are. I bought them. They've arrived. So, hello Robin Hood. Hello Robin Hood. So these are the cards. Bought them and they've arrived. So I'm assuming these are real deal. Like, you know, they're on Amazon. I'm assuming this is real. Cruel. I don't know. You can tell me because you probably know more than me. I'm assuming this is like a real Genshin Impact, like official merchandise, the trading card game from China. And now the other issue is what I don't know. 97% sure it's not official. You're saying it's not official. Oh, am I spending money on rubbish then? Now, how can this not be official? It's Genshin Impact. You mean it's a fake? Like the whole thing is not licensed by Hoyoverse? I need to stop spending money on this immediately if that's the case, yeah? So weird. It looks to me like a proper thing. Like it's sealed. It's got all the stuff on it. Let's crack into a box. Let's see what's going on. I'm cracking into this box. That's just how it is. Supposed to do like gloves and careful, but I don't have to be as careful now. But they come out in different, like, this is the latest version, and there's older versions. Like the same would happen with Magic the Gathering stuff. You know, there's like, it's sealed. That's going straight on the floor. Careful. Careful. No, you can open it up like that. And then you can put that in there like that. And it stands up. It's like it's got its own... It's like a display box for if you want to buy them in the shops. This one doesn't look right. These look right. How can they not be real? Who's gone to all this trouble for something that's not real? Not fake, just not even licensed. So do you think there's no, like, do you think no one cares about this and there's no resale value to it? Is that what we're saying? I'm a little bit cross, but I'm not awful cross because I haven't spent loads of money. I just bought like 2 or 3 of these boxes. And like, if I want, I could send it back. You know, it's still sealed. Just send it back and say, sorry, it's not real. Did you enjoy the coronation today, Robin Hood? This is what they do. I'll tell you what. This is what they do on the internet. Look, let me show you. That was the coronation earlier. Rudy Alpha Investments. Now, I watch Rudy. Dumpster Fire Rudy. Tacos Rudy. I don't know if you know Rudy. Rudy buys all the boxes of Magic the Gathering cards. Like, if they're out there and they're on sale, he's trying to buy them. He's not just like a collector.
Where are you? Coming. Hold on. I'm on the wrong side. What are you guys looking at? Oh, we got the Commander Legends area. That feels good, so if you're unhappy, you gotta make sure everybody else does the same thing. It's a very strange cultural phenomenon.
So Rudy buys all the boxes and he runs like, it's like a card shop, but it's different, isn't it? He's running a business where he buys in bulk and then sells on to the consumer. The YouTube channel really helps him because, of course, people watch his videos and then buy cards off him, but also a lot of these things he'll buy in bulk and he'll get a certain price on them and then they'll change price over time, and over time it's an investment in, so to speak, that he can then sell them on for a profit or, you know, whatever. So this post, you can't do the post in the thing. You can't do a link. You'll have to do it in Discord. I can open it in Discord. I'm opening Discord now. Yeah, Discord. So I'm getting confused because I'm doing 2 different things at once now. And when I'm on Discord, I don't know what the fuck's going on. My stream server, general. Posting it in general, or what, ideas and feedback, or like, I try, if anyone wants to chat about stuff, I try and put, is this ad or ad? Yeah, people don't even know what I'm talking about. It's AD, Armchair Detective. I don't know where to put in general, maybe. There's lots of people. Yeah, okay, got it. So now, copy that. Bin that. Open this. Paste and go. So yeah, anyway, I watch a lot of this dude Rudy, and he buys all these different kinds of cards, and he's talking about them online. And it's not just the buying the boxes. The other thing they do is they open up this stuff. Look, so
my name is Rudy. You're watching the very first.
It's
so first, sit back, relax.
It's quite. I watch these videos, and it's very, like he just said, sit back, relax. It's very relaxing sometimes just to watch. I don't know much about these cards. Yeah, I don't need to know much about these cards. Rudy will tell me anything that I need to sort of learn. What he's teaching me about the seal and stuff like that. Interesting. And then he's just going to open the cards, and he's going to be like, "Oh, this is a good one. Or this is not a good one. Or this is a good one." You know, he's looking at cards. I like art. I like art on cards. Don't care where the art is, really. I quite like art. So, and then he does them in the piles of good, you know, rubbish or whatever. And then at the end, he's like, "Oh, I got 10 rares or whatever. This was a good box." Or I hit the Black Lotus or whatever it is, which is the one you want in Magic the Gathering. But, you know, they're interesting videos. 26 minutes, just simple video of opening stuff. So I figured what I was going to be doing was I was going to be doing the same thing here. I was just going to open these cards. And I don't know much about them, but I was going to put them in piles. And we're going to look at them. But the first thing I've got to decide now, before we even do that, is do they even count? Are they just rubbish? Which I didn't expect. You know, I didn't expect that. So, because maybe I'm an idiot. Because I saw that on the internet. I saw it was in a box. And I thought, who's going to go through the rig? I didn't think anyone would go through the rigmarole of creating their own Genshin Impact tradable card game and it not being licensed by Genshin Impact. But now that you've said it, it makes sense more than when my brain said it. You know, it makes sense that they would do that because there's money in it, isn't there? Is there an official Genshin Impact merchandise store? I keep getting ads on Facebook. They don't look officially licensed. So slime pillows and character shirts. Yeah, actually there are a lot of. Do you remember when you got your Vision? Right, there's a lot of stuff that you can get on Alibaba.com that other people will be trying to sell into the market that doesn't. Like, a lot of people don't go on Alibaba.com, so they don't even know what's out there. So then a lot of people will be buying 100 of these or 200 of these and trying to drop ship them and stuff like that. So I'd rather not support people stealing intellectual property and buy the official merchandise if there's an official store. Me personally, not that bothered if I'm buying a pillow. Like, you know, a pillow's or a slime or a t-shirt. I make my own t-shirts, look. So, but yeah, and to Sleep Chance Stream, you're right. Opening them is still going to be fun. It's still going to be good. But if you search Genshin, there'll be an official merch shop. Genshin Shop Collections. This is a link. But then again, it might be different in the Chinese market, I suppose. But it's just so weird that like, because you've got to come up with the whole game. Like, it's not just you're printing bits of card and they're not the official printing bits of card. You've got to create a whole game, and it's unofficial. So like, it's weird in a way. Like, do you know what I mean? If you were going to like do some knockoff merchandise, why would you not just do this stuff? Because this is really easy to knock off. Like, why would you create a tradable card game with rules and rares and artwork and, do you know what I mean? Wouldn't you just sell like a load of these instead? Camping badges or whatever. Badges. And how would I know if there's a get card game on here? I don't know if the TCG would be an official piece of Genshin merchandise in their shop like that, or whether it would exist as a separate thing from a different company, because like Magic the Gathering owns the license to certain other things. How can I quite explain it? Like the way in Fortnite, right? In Fortnite, you have the Mandalorian, or there's the Rick and Morty, or at the moment, Attack on Titan is in Fortnite. It doesn't mean that Fortnite own Attack on Titan, but, you know, you can license and crossover. So if you were a reputable trading card game company, and somebody wanted to make the Genshin Impact card game, they might say to you, "Can you make the card game for us and we'll license it?" You know, a bit like FIFA and EA. Genshin could be Genshin and this card game, but apparently probably not. Oh yeah, copying existing stuff will get you in legal trouble. But this is still the same legal trouble, I suppose, because it's this is a really interesting conversation. Actually, this is not their copyright images. You can't just you need the license to sell these images. You can't just say, oh, I'll just use that now. It's a bit like that Angry the Art Detective, and the way he was rebroadcasting the news earlier. Like, you don't own that, so you can't just do this. Like, this is even worse in a way. Like, if you're doing the cheap knockoff version of, like, at least everyone knows that, you know, you're the fake and that's the real one. With this, it's like you've created an entire product around an IP that you don't own. So you would be better off just doing all of this work and using an IP that you do own. I suppose it won't sell as well, so why not just do this? It's got all the legit, like, recycled little thing. It's got the little sad onions, 0 to 5 sad onions. Like, it looks quite legit as a product. But then it feels a little bit... What I was going to be looking for is, have these been resealed or have these been opened and resealed? But now I suppose that doesn't matter because they're not even real. So, like... This is weird, but it's cool as well. Right, let's open some cards. Let's just see what goes on. I've got little cards, look. Oh, got some artwork on them. There's Amber. Tell you what, the cards do feel a bit cheap. They don't feel like Magic the Gathering cards or anything like that. You know, they feel a little bit like back of a cereal box or something. So I'm saying, yeah, I agree with you. That doesn't feel like it's legit. Barbara, Yelan. This says Sino, right? And it's a picture of chuffing what's her face. And this one says Ajax. So now we've got a problem. Wait. It's alright, because I've only opened one box, and they can go back even if I've opened them, can't they? Like, if I want to send them back, I can send these back to, I'm assuming, send them back to Amazon. Maybe I can't because I got them from China. Maybe I have to sell them on eBay and hope that somebody else gets confused. These don't feel like the legit deal. This is... Oh, that's a shiny. That's my shiny. I like that. I like it. But let me show you something, right? Let me show you something. Let me zoom this. How sharp is it on the zoom? Is it sharp enough? His name's not Ajax. Is it? His name's not Ajax. Look at her. Sino, she says. Sino. It's not a fucking name. And also, I'll tell you what I noticed straight off, is that these cards are small compared to the package. Like, you think you're getting bigger cards than you're getting in a way, because you assume, you make an assumption about cards in packages. So I've got a shiny, but it's irrelevant, isn't it? Because, as I said, they'd have to invent a whole game. I don't think they have invented a game. I can't read what that says, so I don't know how to operate the cards if I were to be playing it. But it doesn't appear to be any mana cost. I mean, maybe that's the mana cost, or, you know, I don't know how to operate the game, do I? That's Bennett. At least this side, at least on this side, the pictures are nice. And that's a shiny Al Haytham, look. That looks the real deal. I've got a shiny. I'm going to put my shinies in one pile. And then this is... I just have to accept that sometimes you don't win all the money and sometimes you make a decision and it's not the best decision. And that... She looks nice on that tiny bit of card. But in a way as well, like, the characters look like they're drawn by somebody who knows what the characters are but has slightly changed some... Like, they don't look quite right in some ways. They look like fan art, some of them. What do you think about this? So this was going to be a big special. You like the picture? You like the picture? Yeah. I've got my shinies. They're good. This was going to be a big special. My zoom in as well. My zoom in's quite... Because I've changed the lens on this camera for a slightly different lens. I don't think it's quite as sharp on my zoom now, but... So there are lots of negatives. I'm still really enjoying it. I still think it's fun, and like the whole concept. I should be doing it on camera. The whole concept is fun. But so we got Amber, Jean, Albedo, Barbara, Christmas Barbara, So that's nice. In a way. I mean, I don't know what it means. It's Christmas Barbara. What do you want? How... Got, that's the Traveller. It says Aether, that's right. And then Shiny. Ooh. Shiny Eula. Ooh. All my hands in shot. Shiny Eula. Ooh. And it says SLR at the top there, which I don't know what that's about. Is that like the name of the company who make the game? Or something? What's SLR? That's my Shiny. Some look cool, others are official art with a PNG background of some... The more graphical design is my passion. Robin Hood says, so annoying. I remember I bought a toy for Christmas. It was from China. Never again. It was 50% sure it was legit. Like it was only part of the Christmas presents. Yeah. I've learned a lesson here in a way, but it's my own stupid fault. Because I just looked on Amazon for Genshin Impact trading, and as soon as the first thing came up, I was like, great, I'll buy that. That sounds good. Because that's what I was looking for on Amazon. But I didn't realise like the full context of it. You know, I just assumed in China they had a Genshin Impact trading card game, and I was buying it. In a way, that's true. But in another way, I mean, I can send this back if I want to, but I'm having fun doing it as an episode. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably make the edit of this on the main, you know, I'll clip it and put it on the Ganji Cuts or the Super Chuffer 4U channel, and I'll just call it something like Genshin Impact fake scammed by fake Genshin, and then that will attract a bit of attention because scammed by fake Genshin. And then at the end of it, that video will be in existence and other people can not make the same mistake if they watch it. That's good for them. But for me as well, I get the shinies. Like, the shinies still exist, so I get in them. And I've got loads of these to open. So I still get the shinies. I make sure this is... No, you're just. I mean, we all like have a pop. I tell you what I feel about Amazon at the moment as well, right? I feel like Amazon at the moment is a bit like. Do you remember the market? Don't go down the market so much these days, do we? No, we don't. Not so often. The old market it used to be a regular staple thing that did. What are you doing? It's the weekend. We're going to the market. Oh, are we? Yeah, we're going to the market. Pick up your bits and pieces, need a new pair of shoes, this and that, whatever. You know, you get down the market. Don't do that so much these days, do we? But Amazon sometimes feels like it is an online marketplace, but it feels like there's a lot of shoddy, not quite up to scratch stuff, and it looks good on the picture, but when you get it out and you know, did I really spend this amount of money on this? You know, it feels like I'm at the market sometimes, but it looks great because it's on the internet and it's on the picture. And I forget that I'm actually stood by like a wooden table with like a few load of cardboard boxes full of goods. You know, it's a bit like that. They've really managed. The internet is cheaper than the wooden table, for Christ's sake. Like, it's and it's strange because you've been on John Lewis, you know, John Lewis website or whatever, and it's posh and they've got all the products. And then you go on Amazon, it's very much the same. They've got some very similar products. They've got the high-end stuff as well. It's not just the market, but in amongst it all, it's also a load of shoddy market stalls. Well, we used to go there. I used to go and pick up, but you know you're at the market, so you would know what you were getting. There's my shiny. That's Sino. That actually is Sino, and it says Sino on it, so that's good. At least I got his name right. And then I've got these cards that I've now already got. Oh, that's a saucy one of Barbara. Particularly, not Barbara, Lisa. Particularly saucy of Lisa. That's Kaya, so I'm not even going to... That card can go back in the package. We'll put all the Kayas together and we'll throw them back in the package. But at least I'm getting to live out my dream like my favourite YouTubers who are opening packs of cards on the internet. Lots of rubbish involved, actually. Most of this product is packaging, isn't it? I'm going to be throwing all that away. I'm going to be throwing the box. You know, it's all just rubbish. And then it's made of cardboard anyway, so you can throw that away as well, I suppose. So really, it's just a load of rubbish. Child. Ooh, shiny child. Ooh, there's my shiny. So I keep them. Got her. Got Yun. Well, doesn't matter now, does it? Yunjin. She's not even quite like that. That's Kaching, but she's in different clothes. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to put that with my shinies because I like that. So now this is my collection of good cards. And actually, this one I'm actually happy just to say I own that now. Because I like Wet Boy the most, don't I? He looks quite strange in the picture. It's not exactly his head shape, but it's fine. Quite like that I've got that. I put that in my wallet, like a picture. And if anyone says, like, you know, oh, do you have kids? I'd say, yeah, look. If I get a... I need to get one of the little ones in the shinies. Keep these pictures in my wallet and then people will be like, oh, why'd you keep those in your wallet? I just like, shut up, you. There we go, that's exactly what I was looking for. I pulled a Chi-Chi. That can go in my wallet now. Now we pulled a Chi-Chi as well, so... In a way, this is just like, oh look, 2 Clees. 2 Clees in the same packet, look. Wow, I feel lucky, even though it's just cheap cardboard that I paid for. I could have asked them just do all Clees, couldn't I? Can I have all Clees, please? And they were like, all right, then fine, do whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter to us. You're paying us. But yeah, cool. Look, it feels like that, doesn't it? When you're getting the 5-star look, it feels like that. You've got an animation there. That's a really good thing. I really need to get the emojis together for our channels. I really need to get that sorted. Reminded of that again by seeing those cool ones. Because we've got memes that we do ourselves now. We've got Mimp. We can have Alan doing the Mimp. That would be a really good one. Ooh. It's actually quite nice opening the cards and getting the nice shinies. That's actually okay. The rest of this, pack filler. The fuck's that? Pack filler, but the shinies I'm happy about. We'll do a few more. I don't know what to think about this, really. I wonder if there's any younger people I know that might... Like, that, I tell you what, though. Forget younger people. That looks fucking saucy. Doesn't it? It looks a bit saucy. That's a lovely shiny. I'm happy about this now. My shinies. These are rubbish. Right? But these are my shiny cards. And they're all my shiny Genshin Impact cards. And nobody knows how to use them or what to do with them. But they are in existence and I own them. So... Starting to get a collection of shiny Genshin Impact cards now. And that's quite a good one. I get my clothes from IKEA and my cards from China. Look at this. I'm very tempted just to throw those in the bin. But now that I've spent like 20 quid on them, I feel less tempted to throw them in the bin. But what I'm developing here by opening them is pile of cards that are very much valueless and a small pile of cards that are equally valueless but, you know, look cooler. And I've got this box of cards that, while they're still in the box and they look like this, much more valuable, I'm saying. I could probably even sell those at 50p a packet and get people to buy them. Just the fact that they're in a packet. Do you know what I mean? Like, could you imagine if you're at like a comic book convention in the UK or something, or a market in some way, and you just put those out amongst other products. Somebody that likes Genshin Impact might see it and say, "Wow, only 50p. Go on then, I'll have 2 packets. What harm can it do?" And then you've sold £1, and then like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I shouldn't be opening them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. £28 of stock there. That is, it's £28 of stock. I should stop opening them. I'm ruining. I've still got a chance to not lose my money. If I sold them £1 a pack and got them sold in some, I don't know where I'm going to go to. I don't know who wants Genshin Impact cards in my local area. I'd have to like really specifically target the market in some way. I'd have to go to like a convention, like a Genshin Impact cosplay convention or something. And then people would say, I'd have to say to them, look, this is what the cards are like. They're not real cards, but you get a shiny and it's fun. So what do you think? For £1, go on, help a brother out, and then I might sell them. £8 of value. This lot, and now that I've opened, you're right about the unsealed. The shinies, possibly you could sell that on Etsy, possibly, but this lot, it's valueless. It's just pictures of Genshin Impact people on a cheap card. Like if you like it that much, you can print your own at home. The game itself, like, no one knows how to play it, and I imagine, because, you know, one of them, they got the character's name wrong, so I imagine that it doesn't even work, the game. You know, I imagine if you can read Chinese, it still doesn't matter. In fact, I should find some Chinese children to try and sell these to, because they're written in Chinese, aren't they? So that's going to work against me in the open market in my region. Damn it. I don't know any Chinese children. I expect if I went to China and tried to sell these to children, then there'd be troubles there as well in lots of different aspects. Lots of different reasons that would be a problem. Like, they're probably not allowed to play games in China, are they? Unless, like, the emperor tells them they're allowed to or some shit. And, I mean, they're quite oppressed, aren't they? Actually, saying about parents, that's a good idea. Like, if you had kids, like, I know people who've got kids, and if the kids weren't that, like, you can fool kids with this. Do you know what I mean? You could fool kids with that. Kids that are not that switched on, they could have some fun messing about with the cards, couldn't they? Like I have just done. But overall, this has not been a huge success. Although, there are some perks to it. Namely, some nice pictures in shiny metallic card of some of the Genshin people I like. That's a nice picture. You know, that's a nice picture. I've got my Chi-Chi. I don't know what to do with it. I'll tell you what to do with it. The best thing to do with this is to arrange these. I know exactly what to do with it, actually. And actually, these could come into it in this way as well. Is to use them as a material for a greater work. So, you get a nice frame. In fact, I know in my local town there's a business that specialises in framing. That's their business, Foster Frame, and they're nice people. So if I were to, this I could probably just take down to them and say, look, can you do me a nice frame with all the nice shinies arranged, you know, nicely arranged on the nice frame, and could you frame it up for me, and then, you know, once you've got a load of shinies like that in a frame, a nice frame, then that's all right, isn't it? That actually starts to look. So I could put that on the wall, and it would just like start to look interesting. Or if you wanted to get a bit more creative, you know, if you wanted to get a bit more creative with the way that the cards were arranged, I'm creatively just throwing them down here, but you know what I mean. You could start to create something funky looking within a frame, collage it up a little bit, and it's just. The concept would simply be, you know, it's a bit of fun and it looks cool aesthetically. So you could do something like that, couldn't you? Individually, one in a frame is a bit small. When I was younger as well, this would be the sort of shit that I would like, it sounds weird, yeah, but I could put, like, if I was making my demo tapes, I could put one of these cards in each demo tape. And then people would be like, what the fuck's that? But they'd all get one, and they'd be like, I remember getting that demo tape with that weird card in it. That's all of them, look. There's Clee, get Clee. Where's Clee? Clee can help. That still looks cool. Yeah, I think that's the way forward with it, is we make a piece of art out of it, and then I put it on the wall in here, and it's another thing that when you start to see the wider room sometimes, you're like, oh, do you remember that thing that we did? Yeah, he bought all those stupid cards. But then he made a nice piece of wall art out of it. Yes! Fucking yes! Amber. Look, it's all coming together now. Yes! Yes! That's my shiny. And everything else is just all the normal rubbish. I don't think there's as many cards in this package. This package has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the shiny 6. That had 6 cards. I don't know if they've all got 6 in them. I think they're supposed to have more cards than that. Curious Cat thinks it's a good idea with the framing. I think that's the way to go, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, look. I've got a shiny Nahida, and it's different to my other Nahida. So SLR and SR is different. So there's different kinds of shiny as well, which is good, because the more variant in shiny, the more chance we've got of making something interesting looking. And like the more shinies I put together on one frame, I guess. I bet there must be a limit to it in some ways, and there must be some sort of aesthetic arrangement we could look for. But I'm thinking the more shinies on the one thing, the better. Just like in a nice frame with loads of shiny cards. It's the sort of thing you could put in like the bathroom or something, isn't it? Like, you know, in the downstairs toilet, and people might, you know, sit in your downstairs toilet and think, what the fuck is that on the wall while they're going to the toilet? Or at Christmas, everyone's Christmas card could have like a Eula in it. I start doing, instead of business cards, what I need to do is I just need to get like an ink printer, like one of those ink stamps, doof, 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 with my details on it. And I just ink stamp it on these cards and then hand them out. And people are like, what? Now I'm into this. This is my new favourite thing now. Open all the cards. See what kind of shinies we get. Ooh, I'll tell you what, we're getting all of the different characters as well. Look, Child in shiny. And look at that shiny effect. That's quite nice. I bet you could do something different with this as well. I bet you could get a little bit creative. And I imagine the cards hanging and like... Because the shiny effect is when they move, isn't it? So I imagine them on something that moves. Maybe you could make a lampshade out of this. You know, like by, in some way, just gently fixing them together, like some sort of hanging lampshade, or like, you know, if you were into like chain link them together in some way. I'm sure there's ways of getting creative with that I don't know much about yet, but definitely these shinies are starting to float my boat. Make a nice lampshade out of it. I'm just talking rubbish, aren't I, lampshade? But like, you need just something that just helps it just to move gently. Bird scarer. You can make a bird scarer. Do the whole wall in them. Like when I was a young child, I had a normal bedroom, and then as I got older, it started to get more and more stuff stuck on the wall. And at first, it was just like a little poster of Kylie, and then one of Kurt Cobain, and then it was like the big Beastie Boys poster, and then it just went mental. And like all of a sudden, I just had like all shit all over my walls. That's a cool card, though, that is. All the normal... Oh, it's got 2 different Barbaras in this pack. And Mona. We haven't got a shiny Mona yet, but she's a big fan favourite. And there's the Traveller herself. I could put that in my wallet as my ID. And when people say, you know, can I see your ID, please? I could pull this out. And I could say, I'm the... They said, what? I said, don't you recognise me? I'm the General of the Swordfish 2 Regiment. I was a big cheese in Leeway. I could explain it all to people. That's my ID. I'm keeping that one separate because that's my ID. Kaya's rubbishing. I'm rubbishing off the Kayas as I find them. Don't need them, do we? Let me just check through this. The big got need got need. Should put all the ambers together. Should have a load of ambers to put them together. There's another Kaya. Get rid of him. There's 2 Clees. I feel instinctively like I want to sort all these cards into their... You know, like, don't you... When you're doing stuff like this, don't you want to instinctively sort it into piles? Got, need, got. Just taking out the ambers. I could do a whole page of ambers. That's the way to go. Decorate my bedroom with a multitude of tiny pictures of amber. Or like have them like posters, like, but you know when you have posters and you have like 4 or 5 on a wall, I'll just have like 1 or 2 of these, like just 1 or 2, just individual, just like one like that on the wall, and people have to go really close to see what it is because it's quite small. Like a picture of Amber. I've got 2 like that. I've got 3 like that. And I've got these ones as well. So I've got 3 different styles of Amber. This is going well. I mean, it must be going well, mustn't it? Because I've got 3 different kinds of Amber and the shiny. So, hello Yorkshire lass. Your girl loves Pokemon cards. She's loads of Pokemon swapping has been Pokemon card swapping has been banned in her school. I'll tell you for why as well. It's because Pokemon cards are actually valuable. So like you're messing about with actual cash value then in school, aren't you? It's like selling cigarettes in prison. It becomes a currency. And like they actually have this stuff that we're looking at today. If you just joined Yorkshire Lass, is not particularly good quality. I've been duped on the internet into buying Chinese knockoff goods, and they've made their own card game. It's like if Pokemon. It's like if it was like Jokermon cards, and like it's pictures of like Nikachu, and you're like Nikachu. I thought it was like not. Put Ika, but not Ika. No, I'm not saying anything rude. Nikachu. Careful. I've slightly been ripped off, but I'm still enjoying it. The video title, cool, says Amazon scam me with Genshin Impact cards. Exactly. And then fake in the head in the thumbnail. It's got to be like, oh no, fake, or something. Amber deck is better than the meta decks, yeah. If you could play this as a game, which I don't imagine it would work as a game, I imagine they just printed some any old bollocks on the other side, but they might have done. If you could, then I imagine just all Amber in the deck is going to be brilliant. The more Ambers you pull, the better. There's nice Razor. I'm really pleased that there's a variety of these. I'm not just got like... Could you imagine if each packet was the same? Like, that would be a real rip-off then, wouldn't it? If each package was the same and it was just the same cards in every package. But there's Razor Boy. And what we have said, Yorkshire Lass, first-time chatter. Nice to see you here. I expect you'll hear from the YouTube side of things, or have you just found this channel today because Genshin Impact? I don't know. The idea that we're putting together is we're going to make some sort of collage with them, or we're going to put them on a into a frame and make a little bit of wall art with the nice shiny ones. So at least it's been worth the thing. Got 2 the same there, 2 bennies the same. So now they're trying to cheat me on the bennies. There's Jean, another Amber for the pile. Yes. I'm actually feeling good about putting Ambers now. And I've just noticed this one's got extra stars on the side. Look, 5 gold stars. And so is this one. I've got 5 gold stars. And so is this one. So these ones, I've got 5 gold stars. So they must be better than these ones, which are just shiny. They must be, because they've got 5 gold stars. So I'm going to start making a 5 gold stars pile there. And then just shiny. I mean, that looks lovely. It looks lovely. It's got all the hologram effect and a picture of Amber. So I'll maybe put that in the Amber pile. Just doing this is quite fun. I feel like in some way, I'll tell you what I feel like. I feel like I might look round and not realise it. And suddenly I'm about to look round and I'm going to be in a home and I've completely lost my mind. Completely gone. Completely lost my mind. And I'm just playing with these cards and I seem to enjoy it. And then I look round and I don't recognise anything or where I am or anything. And I think, fuck that, man. I'm going back to the cards. I like this picture. Where's my gold stars? So that's how I feel in a way. But I think it's okay. How about I set fire to my Genshin Impact cards? You had fake Pokemon and fake Yu-Gi-Oh when you were a kid, right? I didn't know they did so much fakery. I didn't realise. I thought there was just... I mean, yeah, kids like playing with stuff. You make it effectively... it looks similar to the thing they like playing with. They're young kids, they don't know. I think that's fine, isn't it, in a way? We used to have a shop called Beewise in Birmingham, in the Kingfisher Centre in Redditch. There was a shop called Beewise, and it was like... It had a picture of an owl on it, and it wasn't like a normal shop. Because you'd go in Beewise and you'd have like wrestling figures, I remember this. I like the wrestling, so I'd Jake the Snake and the Ultimate Warrior and whatever. And you go in B-Wise, and there'd be like, you know, Jim the Skunk and the Ultimate Warrior. And like there'd be wrestling figures, but there'd be like knockoff weird wrestling figures who weren't the real wrestling figures. And there'd be like a bin of all different toys, and in plastic packaging like the proper toys at Woolworths, but slightly different and weird. Like, and there was some real finds in there though. And my wrestling figures collection, so I used to sit and do my wrestling figures when I was a little kid. Yeah, my wrestling figures collection had. It had some wrestling figures that were the proper primo wrestling figures, and they were like my main ones. But I also just fed in any other figure that was about the right shape and size to get in with the wrestling ring with Jake the Snake Roberts. So I had like, I'm trying to think of some specific characters, but you know, like a Batman figure or a something else figure. And it's not a wrestling figure, but they can go in the ring and they can have a wrestling. So I used to pick up figures from this B-Wise, like when I was there with my nan. Can I have this one? You know, like, yeah, because it's kind of cheap, it's B-Wise, right? Like, so I had a few like, you know, like rando wrestlers from B-Wise. You're new here, but you watch on YouTube, yeah. On YouTube, obviously, you know what we're doing on YouTube. So this is Genshin, and the B-side, this is not a B-side, this is Twitch. It's where I play games and play, at the moment, we're playing Genshin Impact today, really. This game, where's it gone? There it is. We're supposed to be playing this game. And this is the game that the cards are made of. The real game looks a lot better than the cards. But we took a break from it to open these cards. So we play other games on this channel as well. Like we play video games, mess about, open cards, do stuff. It's a lot more chilled than the YouTube where on the YouTube I've got like a show to do. Like today we're talking about this thing and we're going to fill 3 hours with this topic, and you know, we're going to have you in chat and we're going to da-da-da, and like, but here it's a bit more like just me playing games and chatting to you. So it's nice and chill. You'll enjoy it. And yeah, so I've got a big pile of these fucking cheap cards from China, which I bought, and they weren't that cheap, but they came from China. It's about like £20 a box or £30 a box when you put the postage and package on it. But the others can go back if I want them to, because I haven't unwrapped the others. But there's a shiny Kaching. I think I've already got one of those. So now I'm starting to repeat my shinies. Uh-oh. It's a nice little Nahida, though. Like, there is something to these. I am thinking that a creative mind could really do something, like with this pile, a creative mind could really, you know, come up with a nice piece of media. Like, maybe even they make a collage. Like, maybe think this, right? See them as just colour. See that as a piece of red. See this one as a piece of purple. You know, the same with the characters. She's like a soft greeny colour. And then you cut them up into shapes and just drop them into little boxes of colour. Sort them into coloured boxes. And then you can start collaging from there. And you could take a picture from Genshin Impact itself. You know, a bigger picture. And you could make it out of little pictures of this. Like, stuck them on. And it's quite simple to do because you get your big picture. And then you sort of I could probably just do a print of that, like a big print, and then just stick these straight onto it. They wouldn't be exact. I'd just say this is a pan, this bit over here is a bit red, so I need a bit of red and stick it on. And this bit, and just keep sticking it on until I've covered the old picture with all of this. And Bob's your uncle. You put a layer of varnish over the top of that, put that in a frame, and that would be good, wouldn't it? So there's an art project for us, I suppose. I don't have a big printer. You know, I'd have to get a picture printed. But it's cheating. Oh, you're cheating. You're printing out a picture first and then sticking this on it. You're not just collaging onto a white piece of paper. No, I'd rather cheat and then it'd be looking really good at the end. Right, Jesus Christ, leave me alone. So that's an option for this, I think. But even then, that's a start point. I know I said lampshade earlier, and I know I sound silly saying lampshade, but I just think that I think I've seen like hanging screens made of things that are linked together, like, you know, you put another one, and then you've got like a hanging screen. I don't know. I think, yeah, making art out of them is the plan, isn't it? Yeah, and then we can do that as a stream as well. I bought these shit Genshin cards, but then this happened. Yeah, we still got to make that sushi. I need to start getting this into gear, and we still got to do tarot streams more. But that is lined up. I've got a couple of people who are going to talk to me about what the tarot means on stream, but everyone getting all the ducks in the row for stuff always takes ages. Let's see what we get. I'm only really interested in the shinies now. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Look at that. He's had his Cheetos. It's Ito. And the beauty of this one is that the colour behind it is actually reflective of the hologrammatic spectrum, but also yellow. Like, it's mainly yellow gold, which really suits Ito. His, like, that looks great, doesn't it? See, now you want this card, don't you? This is your favourite. Now you want this card. Now you want this. Now this is like, oh, I like that. And it's only a piece of rando card from China that doesn't mean anything, but now it's shiny and it's your favourite. Now you want it, look. I'll have to find a way of sending that out to you. I'll have to find a way of sending that to you. We'll have to, obviously don't just put your, I don't know how the system works, so don't just put your address on Discord. But if you want that, like, if you give me your address, I'll just send it to you. Like, I'll pay the postage, I don't care. Like, you can have that. Like, and I'll give you a few of these as well. Whatever it costs to, you know, send a normal postage. Obviously, I'm not going to load it up with heavy things and then send it, but yeah, I'll keep that nice and you can have that. I know that's your favourite. Where do I put the nice ones? Back in the box, I suppose, because it's a box. And if we get another one, then it can go into the art. Not you, Yorkshire lass. Only Cruel. If you want one Yorkshire lass as well, you can have one as well. But like, you don't know about, like, you don't care about Ito. There's the Cocoa Goat. But if you want, you know, we'll find a way of. I don't know what the best mechanism for sending addresses is over the internet, but Cruel can decide what the best way they want to contact me with. If they want the card, and I will send it to them. It's very easy to do. I just offhand it to my mom, who does she does eBay. My mom, and no, you know, she knows about that postage and packing stuff. It's a nice shiny. No, you don't want it, says Yorkshire Lasher. Ugh. Oh no, I've dropped them. If you did that in the street, you'd be like, oh, my cards. Oh no. That's a nice one. That's another nice one, look. It's got the lovely... I'll tell you what I like about it is the icy colour. Like, you can tell that it's got the icy effect. It really suits behind her, and she's sort of popping off the front of the card. It's a very simple concept, but it works really nicely. I wouldn't go in for all this font and text as much. But then again, they're not really going in for anything too special, are they? As we discovered, they're sort of knockoff. Like, but I still think that looks nice. There's another Kaya. I don't like Kaya. He's our least favourite character. He's going in a pile on his own, and they're all going in the bin when when I'm finished. All the Kayas. Oh, I could do a collage of all the Kayas, and then put it in the bin. Yeah. It's not too much. It's just like an envelope, a stamp. I mean, it's not too much. It's something silly. You know, I don't know what you do with it. You just have a piece of card with your picture. But if you did want it, it's not. It's not. It doesn't cost a lot of money to just put a stamp on a. Because even internationally, it's just a stamp on a card, on a what you call it? Not a card, an envelope. And in the envelope is one of these cards. Look at that. This is lovely. They've done a really good job, even if it's not official. Again, they've used the element correctly behind her, and it's got that pattern, and it just looks great. So these are good. And there's another Amber. Winning on the Ambers. Sexy Lisa. Look at that. Sexy Lisa. And then normal Lisa, but still with quite buxom. They've overdone her boobs on that one. I'm going to put that to the side, see that later. No, I just think that's a bit strange. I'm going to put it on the top with the rest of them, but there's another Amber and a Jean. I think they've overdone the boobs. I know a guy who grift these for you if you're interested. Can we see the texts? I know it's Chinese, but I want to see the arrange of the text. In what? In all of them, or any of them, or the Ito one? That's the Ito one. Oh, you want the other side with the text on, yeah? Oh my god, look what they've done. This is an absolute crying shame. Look what they've done. I need to do my nails. Look what they've done. Mona. They've written Mona. It says Mona. It's not Mona, it's Ito. They've written Mona. So that's a bit of a shame. But that's what it looks like on the other side. They've actually got the Genshin Impact logo in it. And it says Genshin on it. And then it says Hunchai Shoi Shoi Try Hi Shoi. Sorry. I'm not trying to be racial. I'm just like, you know, pretending I can read Chinese when I can't. But the picture's still good. Even if that in Chinese says something like, you know, astrologer of the stars or something. Got another amber. Put that in the amber pile. And another Kaya. That's a loss. Still, it's quite an interesting stream and it's quite relaxing to do this. And so far I'm winning because I've got all these shiny cards of my favourite Genshin characters. I mean, really, I don't have any friends who also have trading cards, so even if I got the real deal and, you know, I had a really good meta deck, I wouldn't be able to play with anyone, so... Look at this. You can tell that's almost like fan art, though, isn't it? It doesn't quite look like it in the game, but yet it's still completely acceptable. In fact, who is it? No, they've got this wrong, haven't they? Am I tripping? This looks like an amalgamation of different characters. I might be tripping here. It's Shenhe, 100% fan art, you were saying. Because I was going to say it's Shenhe because of the face, yeah? Because of who it is. Shenhe. But this top part of the body, isn't that the way Kujo Sara wears her clothes? And isn't this pipe, isn't that from... what's her name? Ningguang. That's Ningguang's pipe. And aren't these clothes the wrong colour for Shenhe? So is she like wearing someone else's clothes? So that's fan art. But it's a shiny, so we're keeping it. And it's a bit weird that they've gone... Like everything else seems quite legit. And then that one's just like way off. It's like someone's described what Shenhe's supposed to look like and they didn't bother to go on the internet and find that one. They just like... Someone told them. Oh, look at this. It's really good opening the packs and seeing these lovely cards open. That's a 5 gold stars. Xiangling, and she's like backed by herself. Don't know if you can quite see that in the hologram when I'm moving it around, but there's like a picture of herself behind herself. And it makes her pop even more off the front. Like, it's big shiny card, that one. Winner. I don't know what it says on the back, but I'm pleased with that as well. And the following cards include Kaya. Bitting him off. Getting a really big pile of these. Look at that. What are we going to do with them? It's actually giving me a flashback. Not like a literal flashback, but it's making me remember that when I was a kid, I had cards myself. I had Garbage Pail Kids cards, and I had a big deck of them like this. I also had 2 other forms of cards. I had football cards at one point, like this. I just could feel it in my mind, you know, in the back of my mind somewhere. I feel that when I was a kid, I had football cards like this. A particular season of football, they made instead of stickers, they made cards, and I got the cards. Can't remember now. I just remember feeling like I had this thing in my hands, and like knowing like a certain feeling of favourite towards a certain cards. Like maybe I had a certain few cards that were like the good ones, the shiny ones. Like a feeling like I had, you know, my good cards, and then a load of not so good cards that I didn't care about. But like, do you know what I mean? I can feel that I've done this before. And I have when I'm a kid. I'm sure I have. Like I said, just can't remember exactly what cards I had because I was quite young. Garbage Pail Kids cards though, for sure. SLR could be semi-limited rare. Oh, and then this one's an SR. And didn't get the 5 stars, but it still looks great. It's the Princess and for Urkulen. And another Kaya. That's going in the bin. Quite a nice one of Eula there. But these are now non-fun cards. Like, these are the standard cards now, aren't they? It's only the shinies now. Now that I've opened this number of cards, it's just shinies or nothing. I've got a shiny amber and a big pile of ambers. They're good. These are my good ones, look. These are my top cards. Best cards. Shiny amber. All the ambers. Best cards. And then I've got super best 5 stars. 5 stars, like, you know, 5-star in Genshin Impact, like super top super. Only 4 of them. And then all this. Oh no, I've got another one. 5 Wushangling. 5. She looking good. And then all this. This is just beautiful, shiny. Genshin Impact cards. That one's particularly good. Got a few more packs as well. I mean, these are the ones that I have to open now because I might as well, because I've gone this far. It's creating a lot of mess as well. I've got all these empty packets, but look at this. Whose idea was this? Oh, look at that. It's a shiny amber, but with a different art. So now I've got 2 shiny ambers, but with different art. So now we're like double winning. It's like the king got coronated. He got like have a crown, and he's probably having a chat with Katy Perry right now about what song she's going to sing for him tomorrow. We've got shiny ambers. So who's really winning here? Who's really winning? I was worried they were going to be reseals. They're not even legit. There's a shiny Truffer. Shiny Diluc. He's got his violin. And then standard cards. There's another Amber. And another Kaya. Got as many Kayas as Ambers almost. You have to get through them, don't you? Like, if you're Rudy, I realise now why he opens them so quick. 'Cause you have to get through them. That's nice. That's nice. Another Amber. Yes. Yes. Call this. This is now just instant rubbish. It looked brilliant before when it was around the cards. Like, when it was around the cards, it looked great. Now it's just suddenly rubbish. Environmental disaster. Look at it. That's got to go on the floor. Next. Environmental hazard. Oh! The windy boy. And doesn't it look like beautifully pearlescent and cloudy? Like, they've actually done a good job on some of these. Fair play. That's nice. Top trumps. Kaya in the bin. Got a nice Klee. The Klee does look good. She's got little dolls. I didn't notice that before. She's got little dolls in her hands. There's another Venti. He's drinking a little box of apple squash drink. It's a bit weird, to be honest, actually. Drinking a little box of apple squash drink. Wouldn't have expected to see that. You need a Zhongli. Okay, let's pull a Zhongli. There we go. Here he is. There's a lot of characters in Genshin Impact, so I don't expect... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Fiery red, fruity red, Klee, brilliant. Happy with that. It's interesting that they've chosen this artwork out of all the artwork they could have chosen, isn't it? Their choices they've made in their rip-off card packs. But let's have a Zhongli. And let's complete the set. We won't have everyone. There's Benny. Shiny Benny. Looks dead in the eyes, dead behind the eyes. We won't have everyone, I'm sure. Oh, look at this, a lovely amber. Look at that, a fruity amber, a purple amber. That's a good one. That's on the pile with all the other ambers. But yeah, if we can get a Zhongli, he counts as a main one. Whoa! Now that shocked me. I know that we did Nahida earlier, so now we've got Nilu. So they've got the full range. Like most up-to-date characters. That shocked me. Didn't expect to see her there. And another amber. Yes. We're well ahead on the ambers. This is Kaching in a more different style. We'll just say different. When they accuse it of waifu simulator, yeah, the game itself doesn't put Kaching in that sort of, I don't know, like waifu-y look like that card did, but the surrounding content, like the people that make the surrounding content does. Yes, yes. Shiny amber. Got a lot of ambers. Cheeky Yellen. Nearly there now. I pulled another Nilu there. Just the card looks nice as well. Like, there is something good about these, but they're not quite up to top-notch, you know, posh card stock or whatever, but there is something good about them. Like the ones they get right, the ones that they're actually getting right. They actually look quite good. This little wolf boy again. Another amber, that's good. Winner. There's that Klee. They've only got one artwork of Klee, but some of them they've got multiple different artworks. Tell you what I'm going to do. There's going to be another. I'm going to put this pack aside as well. So if you did want me to send you that card, there's a pack there as well, so you can have the joy of opening a pack as well. I'm going to save one pack, but we've got 3 more, and we were hoping for a Zhongli, haven't we? Another child. No, sorry, child. What am I saying? Another Diluc. I think it's slightly different looking Diluc because the other one had a violin. Amber. Yes. Amber. Yes. Are we going to get no Zhongli? And they could do any characters. We had a wet boy. You don't know what they might throw out there. Another amber. Duplicate shiny. Amber. And amber. And amber. So definitely getting you fill of ambers here. I haven't got the 5-star amber, but I don't know if we're going to get Zhongli. I think this one might be another amber. It's another wolf boy. He looks good. Looks shiny and good. No more ambers in that deck. And that concludes chuffing loads of packets of cards. God, man, Rudy must have some stamina to be knocking out the videos he does, because he opens up loads of cards all the time. And that, for me, took ages. I didn't realise how long it would take. And I've got loads of these now. I've got absolutely loads of these. I don't know what to do with them. They need to go in the bin. But this is our haul. Let's get my shiny ambers together. Shiny ambers. They're the shiny cards in general. I didn't get that many 6 of these super 5-stars, but I got a few. It's weird, isn't it? For a knockoff job, they've gone to all the trouble of making the ratios of the... You know, they made sure there was one shiny in each one, and only some of them were 5 stars. Like, you know, they've gone to all the trouble of making these ratios work. For a knockoff job. These are all my ambers. These are shiny ambers. So that's awesome. I think I've got enough there to make a framed amber, just amber framed. Try and do a collage of amber out of all the ambers. And then these are my shinies, of which I've got a lovely range of Genshin Impact characters. And what's nice about them is, even though like that one's fan art, some of them are nicely clearly what they are. Noelle, you know, clearly, like for a small card at least, it's a nice clear image against that shiny background. So I'm sure something could be done with these. This one a bit more, you know, that lacks the clarity because it gets a bit more detailed on a small card with all the shiny going on, but that's a good one. I still think that's just very clean and neat. So I've got those to play with insofar as not playing with them at all. And then I've got these are the five stars that I've got. So I suppose they should make a little thing of their own maybe, or maybe they just get thrown in with the other shinies. The Traveller. That's an important. I only got one Traveller, I think. I've got one of each Traveller in the box, so maybe that's an important card. So these are my good cards. These are the cards that I just have extra. I've just spent money on this. If you could read Chinese and you knew how to play the game and it was printed correctly, there might be a way to have some fun with this. But otherwise, that's crafting materials of some description. Big wodge of it. And these are the Kayas. And they're just going straight in the bin. So I just threw them. The cat was like, what's that? I think it's a collection set like the football players. Do I need to open up the other box to see what's in the other box? What I have saved here in this box now is Ito, in case you want it. You ever think about it, send me your address if you want. Or a postal, you know, address. Doesn't have to be your address, just anywhere that you want Ito. So if you want someone else to receive Ito, send me someone else's address. And there's also one more packet in case you did want that. You can also have the joy of opening a package yourself. So that's to be won. That's your you win that anyway by merit of just being, you know, just being here all this time. Oh yeah, you didn't see numbers for battle, so maybe it's just like I see what you mean. It's not a trading game, you know, it's not like a competition game where you can play with them. It's just a game where you collect them all and then you have them. And it says like, oh, his favourite food is tomatoes, and why did you get that? It even has a number on the bottom. R3640. R3740. R3940. R40 of 40. R41 of 60. So it doesn't... Don't know what we're going to do with those now. They're just going to be in the way for a while. I'll have to put them in a bag. I've got Alan's ham hands. I haven't got ham hands. It's just the angle that I was holding my cards with like that made it look like Alan's ham hands. But thankfully I got a normal wrist and non-hammy. Not hammy. Not hammy hands. Bosh. Anyway, I just need to put those aside somewhere. I need to put these aside somewhere so I can use my mouse again. That's better.